Halls with boughs of holly. Fa la 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 la. Take it, Russ. Fa la 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 la.
Clark, we're stuck under a truck.
Made pretty good time. Ready? I give you the Griswold family Christmas tree. Looks great. All my life I've wanted to have a big family Christmas. Merry Christmas.
He didn't come to impose. You got a kiss for me? You better take a rain check on that, Art. He's got a lip fungus they ain't identified yet.
I think we're all in for a very big treat. I dedicate this house to the Griswold family Christmas.
It's a good-looking vehicle, ain't it?
Yeah.
But don't you go falling in love with it now, because we're taking it with us when we leave here next month.
They want you to say grace.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Christmas is about resolving differences and seeing through the petty problems of family life.
I don't know what to say except it's Christmas and we're all in misery.
They tried to make the perfect Christmas.
Nobody's walking out on this fun, old-fashioned family Christmas. They're all in this together. It's a full-blown, four-alarm holiday emergency here.
Hello, hello. I'm Katie, and welcome to Retro Made, your pop culture rewind. I've got one more holiday movie for you. Today, we're going to head back to 1989 to spend the holidays with the Griswolds. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is one of those movies that somehow gets funnier and more relatable the older you get. From family chaos and workplace letdowns to the impossible pressure of a perfect Christmas, this episode is all about why this movie still hits decades later and why it's never really left the seasonal rotation. My guest today is Doug Greenberg. Doug, thank you for joining me for season 2 of Retro Made. How are you doing?
Hey, Katie, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me, especially for this one. I was shocked when you gave me the list of what was left that this was still on there. I don't know how this wasn't one of the first picked up.
There's a couple that I'm surprised. I am now nearing the end, and there's a couple more unknown ones. But yeah, there have been a few surprises.
Well, I will say, when you did send me the list, it was earlier on in the year. It wasn't exactly Christmas season, so maybe people weren't jumping at Christmas movies just yet.
Yeah, that's true.
And even me, when I picked it, I was like, I love this movie, and I can't wait to cover it. But, it's like the summer. I don't have that Christmas feel yet, so...
True.
Here we are, days before
Christmas. When you listen to this, Christmas will have passed. But as we're recording, Christmas is in a few days. And we'll talk about it when we get into the episode. But Doug, what's new? What's going on in your world of podcasting?
My only real active regular podcast right now is the one I do with Ryan, the Frank Stallone, Who Is This Guy podcast, where we do a deep dive into Frank Stallone and kind of try to figure out what's going on behind that psyche of his. Like he's a little out there,
Really? You don't say.
I sure do. So we pour through like his Instagram, his interviews that he's done like over the past, decade at least. He's quite an eccentric character, from living in his brother's shadow to trying to make it on his own merit in a music career. So it's fun to dive deep into who Frank is.
That's a very generous way of putting it, Doug. That's kind of you.
Yeah. I guess that lately, more so than earlier, he's gotten more into politics, which that stuff kind of gets old and boring, and he's far too angry. So we kind of breeze past a lot of that. So we try to get into, a while back, he was talking about workouts and, going on dates and everything. So that's the fun Frank. We don't like angry Frank. Angry Frank is, He's better left somewhere back in the 70s.
He's living in that shadow and he hates it.
Yeah, he really does. He kind of blows it off and he'll never admit it, but it kind of peeks out from time to time. We get deep. We analyze everything that Frank says. So, yeah, check us out.
And it's called, name the podcast again, the title of it?
Frank Stallone. Who is this guy?
Check it out, everyone. All right, now, Doug, this is your first time on season 2 for John Hughes. We have a wheel of trivia categories to spin. The new version of the time capsule, and we're going to open the time capsule from 1989. And I will tell you guys, if you're listening, if you want more pop culture trivia from 1989, check out the Uncle Buck episode. That was also from 89.
Okay, good. I'm very intimidated by this segment, by the way. I suck at this game.
Oh, I bet you'll be... I think people say that and then they're more surprised. So
I was around. I was alive
Yeah.
in 1989. So
yeah.
a lot of this hits home.
Okay, let's see. What category of pop culture are we going to come to? Okay, we have VHS Vault. I'm going to give you clues unless you guess them out of nowhere. The top video cassette rentals in 89. So you're going to Blockbuster or whatever your local video store was in 89.
So these are probably movies that were new in 88, right?
That's a fair assumption.
Okay.
Okay. Anything coming to mind?
88, I think Beetlejuice, Goonies, I think was 88.
Good guesses. Good guesses.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I'm not good with years.
Here's your clue. A lone warrior faced towering odds.
Oh, Die Hard?
Yes, Die Hard.
Oh, all right. Off to a
feel
good
like
start.
You are off to a good start. I just remember, did you ever watch Friends? Like Joey and Chandler?
Oh,
Joey.
I was a big fan of Friends.
There was an episode where they're super into Die Hard and they're like, well, what else would you want to watch after Die Hard 2? And they're like super into it. Okay, the next one. A band of rebels defied authority on horseback.
Band of Horseback throws me.
Ryan's a big fan of this movie.
It's a Western. Oh, Young Guns.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually a lot earlier than I remember Young Guns being.
You thought it was in the 90s, maybe?
Yeah, I did. I mean, Young Guns 2, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, there was also like a Young Riders TV show that sometimes I conflate with Young Guns, and that might have been in the 90s. I don't know.
Yeah, Ryan would have got that right off the bat. So,
Well, you're doing well. Okay, next one.
all right.
An underworld conspiracy unfolded in ink and paint.
An
underworld conspiracy unfolded in ink and paint. That's a tricky.
That's rattling me. Ink and paint.
It is animated.
I'm not getting it.
Jessica Rabbit, like a sexy.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, that was a hard one.
Damn,
like that clue was
ink and paint.
cryptic.
Yeah, that was, man. Yeah, I wish I'm a huge fan. In fact, me and Ryan had talked about, me doing a Robert Zemeckis podcast somewhere down the line.
I'm obsessed with Robert Zemeckis.
Are you? That's awesome.
I love all his. I'm a big fan. Like I didn't realize it until now. I'm like, oh my god, I love all of his movies.
When you look at his filmography,
yeah,
obviously Roger Rabbit's a Zemeckis film, so I should have gotten that. Yeah, I wish the clue was a little more,
Usually, I will say this is unusual because normally the clues are like far too easy, I think, and that was actually a cryptic one. All right, next one. Prehistoric lost travelers sought a mythical haven. Also animated.
Oh, wait, prehistoric mythical haven? That's not a... Oh, man, the dinosaur one.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's so cute. It's so cute.
Yeah, with the one dinosaur dies and everybody, it's, very sad. What the hell's it called? No, I keep wanting to say Land of the Lost, but
it's the Land
Before Time.
Land Before Time. Very good. Very good. Okay. All right. Last one. This is interesting. There must have been, I won't say too much. Okay. A timeless tale found new life half a century later. So this was a re-release of the movie. Must have been a recent re-release of an old classic.
half a century, so 50 years before 88 would have been 38. Not Wizard of the Wiz?
You were on the right track earlier.
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
So, so what was the The Wizard of Oz was re-released?
It must have been.
The original must have been re-released. Oh, maybe for a 50th anniversary.
For the 50th anniversary. Yep, that's exactly. It must have come out in 98. In 88.
The Wiz was like a reimagining of it.
It was, yeah.
But, okay, so the re-release of that makes sense. Okay.
You did very good, Doug. Let's see what other category we can...
You helped me a lot on that one.
Let's see. We come to Say What?
Say What?
Which is popular saying, slang terms, stuff like that.
Catchphrases kind of thing?
Yes. Oh, I didn't know this. Coined in 1988, this euphemism refers to the use of the expletive starting with F.
I mean, there's only one.
Yes, but it's a euphemism for the word. It's like this is a slang term apparently that was coined in 88, so it was popular in 89. I didn't know that it was coined in 88. F blank.
Fuck buddy?
Well, that too. That probably came before 19 in the 80s. F-bomb is the answer.
Oh, F? Oh, just the letter F.
F-bomb. Like,
instead
of saying like the actual word fuck,
Mm-hmm.
like an F-bomb.
Be called the F-bomb,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
First recorded in 1987, so this was popular in 89. This term described the act of sitting around and watching television all day.
Couch potato?
Couch is correct. It's a different word.
Couch?
Like a verb. Couch.
Oh, couch surfing?
Yes. Couch surfing.
Couch surfing. Okay. All right.
Now this one, it says this term popularized in 89 refers to taunting or boastful comments made to intimidate or provoke an opponent, often in like sports and stuff.
Like a diss?
Yes.
Or trash talk?
Trash talk, yep.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. All right. I think we have time for one more category. You're doing very well.
That was a tough category.
I know there's a few more and I was like, let's move on. What do we have here? Big screen time machine. So similar to VHS Vault, except this is the top movies at the theater in 1989.
Okay. All right.
I'm looking to see if you guessed any of them.
Batman.
That's the number one. Batman. Didn't even need a clue.
No, that one I remember well.
Yeah, that did encompass like 89. That was like a whole big thing. Okay, a globe-trotting academic followed in his father's footsteps. Again, it's a little cryptic because otherwise it gives it away. I will say it's a sequel.
Oh, Indiana Jones?
And which...
Oh, the Last Crusade.
Yes. This next one is also a sequel. A reckless partnership thrived amid chaos.
Reckless partnership. Not a Lethal Weapon, was it?
Yeah.
Was it Lethal Weapon? 2.
Yep, Lethal Weapon 2.
Right.
Let's see here. An infant had a lot to say.
Yeah, baby, look who's talking.
Yes. They're doing pretty good.
Favorites, man. That was one of my favorites.
I really liked it too. I really liked John Travolta, I guess, at that time, maybe.
Yeah,
and Kirstie Alley.
He was very funny in that.
Charming. Okay, there's one more, and I loved this one. An invention turned a backyard into a perilous landscape. Kids movie.
Backyard. Oh, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Yes.
Yes.
Very
good.
I think, what were they? It was Batman, Indiana Jones.
Lethal Weapon, Look Who's Talking.
Okay. And Honey, I Shrunk outside of Lethal Weapon, I saw all 4 of the other ones in the theater when I was a kid.
You Yeah, I think I did too.
I was a huge Indiana Jones fan long before that, so that was just perfect. Yeah, so I remember vivid memories of that. Good stuff.
Well, thank you for playing. Are you in the mood now for 1989?
Yeah, it brings me back. Let's go.
All right. Before we get into the movie, this season I'm covering John Hughes. So I was curious if you have any particular thoughts about him in general, or when you realized that he was responsible for all these iconic movies from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them growing up, loving them, not even realizing John Hughes, there was one man behind all of the movies that I loved in my youth. I didn't see The Breakfast Club when I was 8 years old, but, the older I got, I saw that Ferris Bueller, was very early on for me, love that stuff. But all those kind of movies, like, just struck me in a certain way. And then, realizing it was John Hughes that was behind them all, I was like, oh, I guess I'm a John Hughes fan, And those are the ones that he was directing. Now, the other ones that he wrote, that he didn't have a directing hand in, but he was still behind. A lot of those I fell in love with too. And I was like, and when I realized, honestly, I didn't realize a lot of them he was responsible for until I'm listening to your podcast.
Same.
Like, wow. And it's, it's just all, I'm a John Hughes fan without even realizing John Hughes had his fingerprints all over so many of these iconic movies from those days.
Same. There have been several surprises, but yeah, I think Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, those are the ones that come to mind when I think of John Hughes. Yeah.
Yeah. But the other ones that he wrote and produced and stuff, like this, for example, he didn't direct it, but he's behind it, fully has his hands elbow deep in the story. And that's, this is a classic.
It is. And so speaking of, shall we get into National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Can't wait.
So this was released December 1st, 1989. And I don't think I realized, but it's not surprising. I just took note of that the principal of photography started in, my neck of the woods in Summit County in the mountains like Breckenridge and Silverthorne and Frisco. And then they moved. The scenes at the Griswold house are actually on a set in Burbank. But
right, yeah. In fact, their house and the house next door have been in TV shows and movies, like, for years before this.
Yeah, I think Margot and Todd's was like all the Lethal Weapon movies. Wasn't it Murtaugh's house, I want to say? Is that right?
Yeah. In fact, I saw an interview with Chevy Chase where he said that they moved the toilet from, remember Lethal Weapon, when the toilet blows out of his window. There was a bomb in the toilet. I don't know if it's an iconic Lethal Weapon scene, but the toilet ends up landing, it blows out of the house, landing on the front lawn. And it was like a landmark kind of, just leaving the toilet there. But when they started filming this, they had to move the toilet, obviously. So they moved it behind the bushes of the Griswold house. And when Chevy Chase fell off the roof on that one scene, he landed on the toilet.
No way. I didn't know that. Good tidbit. It is rated PG-13. It's a 7.5 IMDb rating, which is really high. As I'm doing more movie reviews, I would say that's pretty high. It's gone on to become a Christmas classic, but it originally, I guess, had mixed reviews.
Even now, I hear people say that it's not that great. I don't know if it's like an oversaturation thing and it's just been done to death, but is this like a regular watching experience for you every Christmas?
I think so, more lately. And obviously, I think like doing the podcast, I have a sharper eye and I watch things in a different way than perhaps I used to. And I notice that until I'm really paying attention and taking notes on a movie that I miss some stuff. But I did notice a lot of things. I find this movie so much more relatable as an adult, like than as a kid. A lot of the stuff that I find hilarious now, I'm like, it didn't quite catch me when I was a kid. So maybe people are like just remembering that it wasn't that funny because they were a kid, and I don't know.
Well, you kind of empathize with Clark and Ellen at this stage in life, right?
Exactly.
And their point of view of it, especially Clark's, like it's wild.
exasperation. I'm like, I get it. You know, when he kicks everything and goes and
Oh, yeah.
when the lights don't work, like I'm like, I feel you, Clark.
Yeah, I told you before we started, I was putting together my daughter's kitchen set, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't get a little Clark Griswoldy while I was putting it together here and there.
All those pieces.
Yeah. It's dropping screws. Screw rolls under the cabinet, and I'm like, God damn it, getting pissed off and yelling. And yeah, so me and Clark are simpatico at this point in life. This has been a regular watch for me since it came out. Me and my brother are really close, and we have two cousins who are about the same age as us, very, very close with them. And starting very early on in our lives, we used to get together just a week or two, or sometime in the month of December, just spend a weekend at one of our houses and just watch all our favorite Christmas movies, Christmas cartoons. And we've carried it on to this day. We still do it, and we involve our kids in it. I mean, now it becomes more of like, because my brother moved to Massachusetts and my cousins are scattered all throughout like New Jersey, hours away. So it's usually like the one time a year where we can all get together. So it just becomes more like catching up and like hanging out than it does watching the Christmas movies. Although we do still put them on, but they're more in the background. But I mean, we grew up sitting in front of the TV watching this stuff for hours and hours and hours. We're talking like the classic cartoons and all the classic movies that you can think of. And this one was definitely in the rotation, still is, but it wasn't just limited to that get together. I watched this probably 5, 6, 7 times every Christmas. It's
really
in
5,
my
6,
house
7 times.
Minimum.
Wow.
So I've seen this hundreds of times in my life.
I didn't realize that you were such a fan like that. I didn't know that. And that, helpful to know. Also, I love your tradition with your brothers and your cousins. That's really sweet.
It was, we always, dreamed that we'd involve our kids too. So when our kids couldn't give a shit about the movies. They just hang out and they go putz around town or whatever. Like now they're teenagers, but yeah, but it was always revolved around the movies. Now it's, there's alcohol involved and stuff, but
I mean, of course.
Back then when we were kids, it was just like, it was about the movies, man. It was great.
Oh, the simpler times. That's really sweet. I like those Christmas memories. And I guess I felt watching this again, we'll get into the cast and the director and stuff, but since you brought that up, rewatching it last night, it really took me back to Christmas as a kid. The way their families get together and wearing festive clothes and the big decorated tree in their downtown and then going to the mall to buy presents and all the Christmas trees and decorations. Christmas was so magical when you're a kid, and it's just a little different as an adult. We've been beaten down by the hustle and bustle of modern adult life. It's been helpful to watch some of these Christmas movies to, kind of help me get back into the spirit.
Yeah, nowadays it's a rat race, and the second Thanksgiving ends, it's like you snap your fingers and Christmas is here. But when we're kids, it's like the second Thanksgiving ends, you start preparing for Christmas. You're like, when is Christmas going to come? We forgot that somewhere along the lines, we forgot to enjoy it. And every year, and me and my wife even talk about it, like we try to slow down and like get ourselves into the Christmas spirit. You know what I mean? In fact, you'll like this. We enter a house lighting competition every year.
No.
Yeah. I'll share a picture of my house on your RetroMade page. But
God.
I do my roof like the Griswolds with
that's
lights.
Awesome. Because that's become a thing too. Like you Griswold your house. Like it's like a verb now or a thing that people talk about.
I always wanted to my whole life, and I was married previously, and my ex-wife, she never let me go all out, but my current wife, she's all about it. She loves it. Yeah, she loves it too. So,
do you have a Margot and Todd next door?
No, our neighbors are great. Yeah,
that's cool.
Though I haven't launched a gutter icicle through their window.
No city power outage because of your house.
No, not yet.
All right.
My power in my house has gone out once or twice, but not citywide.
And I hope that you don't have 10 plugins into one outlet.
Oh,
Dr.
no,
Griswold's
no.
bit.
No, that's what caused the power outage in my house. So I had to spread it out.
Oh, amazing. You guys, tell me if you're the type of Christmas person that goes big with your house decorations.
Yeah. Share the pictures.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Send me your pictures. Email me, retromadepodcast@gmail.com. I'll share them on the show.
There you go. All right.
On the show page. But like you said, Doug, John Hughes did not direct this movie. Jeremiah S. Chechik did. Are you at all familiar with him?
No, and I didn't really look into him much beyond that.
Well, lucky for you, I did.
It's almost as if it's your job. It's your mandate, you know?
He's a Canadian director. Movies you would know him from, Benny and June.
Okay.
And he got a Razzie nom for directing The Avengers. Not the Marvel Avengers, but apparently, I don't know if you recall, there was a movie called The Avengers from 1998 with Sean Connery. So he directed that, got a Razzie nom for it. And then we talked about him last season on my Kurt Russell and Patrick Swayze season because he directed Tall Tale, which is a very lesser known Patrick Swayze movie from the 90s. Right. Now, I don't know if you've heard the stories, but originally Chris Columbus of Home Alone, he quit the project after he realized very quickly that there was no way that he was going to have a good working relationship with Chevy Chase. Literal quote from him says, "There's no way I can make a movie with this guy. First of all, he's not engaged. He's treating me like shit. I don't need this. I'd rather not work again. I'd rather write."
That's such a shame.
Yeah.
Because it's a very common story about Chevy Chase. So, I mean, you know, if you hear enough of it, you got to know it's true.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
The problem is he is such a brilliant comedic actor that, I mean, his career could have been miles and miles better than what it turned out to be. It was just insufferable to work with.
It's really unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah, poor Beverly D'Angelo. I mean, she put up with him for several movies.
I know. Yeah.
So Chechik got this because after Columbus pulled out, then they tried to enlist John Hughes to direct. And then also they tried to get George Roy Hill, who did work with Chevy Chase on Funny Farm. He directed Funny Farm.
Actually, he was recommended by Chevy Chase.
That's right. You're right. Yep. And then Chevy Chase also proposed bringing Harold Ramis in because he directed the original National Lampoon's Vacation. But he was already obligated. He was doing Ghostbusters 2, so he had to decline. And so that's how we have Jeremiah S. Chechik as our director here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder like how his name came out or if it was just because Harold Ramis, Chris Columbus, and John Hughes himself. There's a couple in there that have a connection to this world. And then Jeremiah Chechik comes out of nowhere.
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll pay you money. You just got to put up with this guy. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, right.
And I'm sure you know, as a big fan of the movie, that John Hughes used to write for National Lampoon's magazine. This was a story that was called Christmas 59. And then that was published in the magazine. The original Vacation movie, also based on Lampoon's magazine article called Vacation 58.
Now, do you know Vacation 58 was based on a John Hughes childhood memory? I don't know, was Christmas of 59 based on that same thing, or was it just kind of an invented story? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know. I could venture to guess that this was kind of based. I think that Hughes bases a lot of characters, scenes, comedic happenings based on experiences that he's had, but that's just my guess. And did you notice that the label on the movie reel that Clark finds in the attic was labeled Christmas 59?
Absolutely.
But what year did it actually show? It wasn't 59, like when they...
Was it 55?
Yeah.
55.
All right. Excellent.
Because somebody's holding up a sign in the reel, right?
Yep. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Now, in terms of the cast, we'll see if you get this, Mr. Christmas Vacation. This movie has four Oscar nominees.
Oh, man.
Can you name them?
I'm going to guess that Uncle Lewis, I forgot his real name. I'm thinking he was one.
You're right. William Hickey, who plays Uncle
William
Lewis.
Hickey.
Yep.
I don't know, was Mae Questel, was she ever nominated? Aunt Beth.
No, not that I saw.
Juliette Lewis?
Juliette Lewis, yes, that's okay. 2 more.
Man, Randy Quaid, I don't think was ever. Chevy Chase was never. Beverly D'Angelo? No. Not the kid, not Johnny Galecki. Was he ever
No,
nominated?
you were on a line of
Sweet,
thought,
I'm
and you were
missing.
right. So Randy Quaid, it came up in that episode because I was so shocked because I'm like, what movie was Randy Quaid nominated for an Oscar for? The
That's
Last
wild.
Detail, which I've not seen.
Yeah, all right. All right, good for you,
And then-
Randy Quaid.
The last one is Diane Ladd.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, all right. Who
Yeah.
was like 8 years older than Chevy Chase?
Chevy Chase
Yeah, and played his mother.
playing his mom. Yeah. Speaking of her, so obviously, we have Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo are reprising their roles of Clark and Ellen. We have new kids, which is the shtick, which I think is a smart thing since they couldn't keep the original, just change them every time. Is Juliette Lewis is Audrey and Johnny Galecki is Rusty Griswold. Everybody probably knows Juliette Lewis and Johnny Galecki. Big Bang Theory, he was probably where he got really famous, but I know him best because he was David on Roseanne, and I loved
Yeah.
Roseanne.
Yep.
I read a very, very, very accomplished and well-known A-lister auditioned for this part, but they didn't think he was right. They thought he was far too not silly enough. Like he was too
For the Rusty part?
for Rusty. Mm-hmm.
A-lister. So you had to be a teenager at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Not Corey Feldman. Is he in like that
No, he's still
kind of...
no, he's Oscar bait type actor.
Well, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Like those two are
That
not
is.
anything alike.
No, that would have been an interesting role for him. I remember. Do you remember him on Growing Pains?
Yes, I absolutely do.
Yeah.
He could have done
Could
it.
have pulled it off.
I mean, like
It
Gilbert
would have been a
Grape.
different. Yeah.
Yeah,
It would have been a different portrayal of it, of Rusty. but-
definitely. I could see though. I feel like I read something like one of the casting people was like, he just is a little too serious or not lighthearted enough or something. So I liked Johnny Galecki in this.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
These are my favorite versions of Audrey and Rusty.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I love these two as Audrey and Rust.
But getting back to Diane Ladd, who plays Clark's mom, Nora, she was nominated for 3 Oscars. Known for her roles in Wild at Heart, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, which has come up a lot. I've not seen that movie. Have you?
No, I never really heard of it.
I hadn't either until doing the podcast, but I feel like it's come up. It must be a very good, well-known movie. And also she was in Chinatown. She played the mother of another one of my ultimate everymen from last season.
Kurt Russell?
She played Patrick Swayze's mom in Fatherhood. Did you ever see that one?
No, but I'm aware of it. Do you recognize her from it? Like, is she?
She plays very different from this. She's not a great mom. Like Patrick didn't grow up well, or whatever his name was. Jack, maybe? What was his name in that movie? His mom's kind of like, she lives at the casino. She does, like they do, they pull scams on people. So she's more like
A grifter?
yeah. So she doesn't have the grandma look to her. She has like that sexier, I think she smokes. She's in the casino, like that.
Was she
kind of a look.
recognizable?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I think so.
'Cause she's such a sweet lady in this. It's tough to picture her as like a hard ass mom.
I feel like she's usually like a sexier role than this. So I think this is more out of character from what I know her from, I guess.
It's
But
interesting.
yeah. But you grew up like this is your movie, man. So you're like, that's
Oh yeah, this is my only Diane Ladd.
Clark's mom, Diane Ladd.
Yeah.
His dad is played by John Randolph. He is like you'd know his face. He's a Tony Award winning character actor. But I read that he was very into social activism in the 40s and 50s, which caused him to be blacklisted during the McCarthy era.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So this shit's been going on forever.
Yeah. Yeah. And then at some point, somebody eventually reintroduced him and he had a second shot because he has nearly 200 acting credits dating back to the 40s.
Wow.
Do you know him from anything else?
I can't say I do, but I mean, I'm not like a big old movie buff kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't know stuff from like the 60s or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's like a super classic movie. I read this little tidbit is interesting. He originally played Frank Costanza in Seinfeld.
Really?
The episode
for
called
the pilot?
Well, it says the episode, The Handicap Spot. I don't know if that was the pilot or not, but he was replaced by Jerry Stiller, and his scenes in that episode were then refilmed with Stiller as well.
Oh.
So it must have been
I wonder if that's
early
gotta be
on.
the internet somewhere,
Yeah.
right? That would be,
I would hope
be
so.
interesting to watch. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't like Jerry Stiller is Frank Costanza. You can't picture anybody else.
Also Jerry Stiller as Carrie's mom or
Oh,
Carrie's dad.
Arthur Spooner.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite
Carrie's
sitcoms
dad.
of all
I know.
time.
I really like that one too. And John Randolph's wife, Sarah Cunningham, died of an asthma attack at the 1986 Oscar telecast ceremony.
Wow, right there in the theater? She had an asthma attack?
It says telecast ceremony, so I'm not sure what that means. But like at the Oscars, she died.
Wow. Wow.
That's
sad.
sad.
Yeah, interesting.
Are you familiar with Art, Ellen's dad, played by E.G. Marshall?
The only thing I know him from is he was the president in Superman.
Okay.
The Christopher Reeve Superman.
Was he? I haven't seen that in so many years.
I've probably seen him in other things, but
He's known for 12 Angry Men, and he won 2 Emmys for his role in a 1960s TV series that, of course, you've never seen, called The Defenders. Okay. He played Dr. Arthur Thurmond in the 90s TV series Chicago Hope, and he played Joe Kennedy in the 1983 miniseries called Kennedy. E.G. Marshall.
you know, if I would have thought harder, I probably would have guessed him as like an Academy Award winner at some point, but I would have been wrong.
He has definitely a look. He kind of reminded me of one of my grandpas. Something about his face. It's kind of like an old man look from the 80s. I don't know what that means, but
he reminded me of my grandpa in a way of his like dismissiveness of Clark and you know, anything fun.
Well,
falling asleep, you know, everywhere. So yeah.
Oh, they both
grandpa.
fall asleep. Both of the grandpas. They're speaking of which, they were watching a parade, or there was a parade on TV.
Yeah.
What parade were they watching? Because it seemed to be the Macy's, right?
Yeah, it couldn't have been. It was a couple of days before Christmas. It had,
right.
I mean, and they're a Chicago suburb, so it had to be like a local Chicago.
Unless they taped the Macy's Day Parade, but yeah, it could have just been a tape or a local. It looked like the Macy's Day Parade.
It did with the balloons and everything, and they make a mention of the balloon like flying away or something like that.
They do. That's right.
And of course, what other parade has balloons?
Chicago has big parades, a la Ferris Bueller. So I don't know. Doris Roberts plays Ellen's mom, Frances, and she was really funny. She's a funny lady.
She is, and she plays a character in Everybody Loves Raymond that you're supposed to despise. And mission accomplished, because you know the overbearing mother character, I understand, and I kind of hated her for that. But I mean, it's a character, but she's hilarious. She's a funny comedic actor.
She really is. So yeah, she's obviously known for Everybody Loves Raymond, for which she won several Emmys. And I never saw these two TV shows. I've definitely heard of them, but she was nominated for her role in Remington Steele. Did you ever watch that TV show?
No, but back when I was doing Rocky Minute, a lot of the Rocky characters back in the 70s were Remington Steele people.
No way.
You know, side characters and stuff. Yeah.
A lot of accolades for Doris Roberts. She won an Emmy for her role in Saint Elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
Which I've heard of but never seen.
That's like a serious show, right? It's not a comedy. It's
no,
about a hospital.
Yes. No, I'm thinking of General Hospital. I think it's like a drama series that's set in a hospital.
I can't imagine her as like a dramatic actor.
I don't know.
That's
I didn't note like who she played, but she won an Emmy for whoever she played
must have
in
been,
that.
Yeah, she must have been in it quite a bit then.
Now we have Cousin Eddie and Cousin Catherine, Eddie's wife, back by the same actors, Randy Quaid and Miriam Flynn. And he was not in European Vacation. And people missed that. I guess there was feedback like, where's Cousin Eddie? We like Cousin Eddie. So who's brought back because fans really were disappointed. And I think this movie really, I mean, I can't imagine it without Cousin Eddie. Can you?
No, he is this movie. He is everything funny about this movie. Like all the iconic things, the shit is full, like everything comes back to him.
It really does.
Yeah. I think they saw what he did for this movie and they kind of went to the well a little too much because he was in Vegas Vacation, which Vegas Vacation in and of itself was kind of like a flop. But then they went on and they made like a Christmas Vacation 2, which was revolved around Cousin Eddie on an island somewhere.
Yes, you're right. Did you watch it? Have you seen it?
I've never seen that. I had
same.
no interest. I knew it was going to be bad. It was like a straight to video kind of film. So,
but if you're Randy Quaid, I mean, I'm taking these roles all day.
you take the money and run. Hell
yes. Yeah. I mean, what else is he? It's not like he's Leonardo DiCaprio. So
no, I know. And nowadays, I don't think he's doing much of anything. He's gone off the deep end.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard he's a little not quite all
kooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of putting it. Now, Miriam Flynn is a Hughes go-to. You know how the directors and writers a lot of times and producers have their go-to people. She was obviously in all the Vacation movies, but also Mr. Mom, also written by Hughes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She was one of, what's her name's friends.
Friends, yep. And National Lampoon's Class Reunion. She was also in that.
I don't think I saw that one.
I guarantee you haven't. I feel like I'm one of like 4 people who've seen it.
Okay.
So yeah. Now Todd and Margot, they're the neighbors, the uppity, like yuppie, uber modern house from the 80s.
Art Deco. Yeah.
So Julia Louis-Dreyfus, aka Elaine Bennis, plays Margot, and her husband Todd is played by Nicholas Guest. And I didn't know who that was, but he is Christopher Guest's brother.
I did not realize that for the longest time, which, I mean, it makes complete sense. You know, they have the same last name and they sort of resemble one another. So it does make complete sense.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah. Christopher Guest from like Spinal Tap, he looks younger and he kind of like resembles Nicholas Guest in this film a little bit. So I could definitely see how they could be brothers. And I didn't realize that for the longest time. They're great as that snobby. They don't even seem like they fit in like a suburban area. They're like city folk.
I feel like they're the couple who moved to the suburbs and they hate it there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, why did we move here? 2 things. My brain is going in 2 different ways. But regarding Nicholas Guest, he is a former National Lampoon group member. So it kind of tracks that he got this role.
Okay.
And I don't recall, I watched MacGyver growing up, but I don't recall a robot in it. But I guess there was, because
like a reoccurring robot?
In 9 episodes, he was the robot's voice in MacGyver. So at least 9 episodes had, maybe it wasn't like a visual robot. Maybe it was like I don't know. Somebody remind me what the robot from MacGyver was.
Like Kit and Knight Rider? Kind of
something like that, I feel like. But I have this weird, because I haven't seen this 1,000 times, in my head, he was David Duchovny.
Oh,
I don't know why. Like if someone asked me before I rewatched this yesterday, who played Todd, I would have said David Duchovny. No, anybody else? I don't know why. I don't know where that comes from. And then the last cast member to chat about is Mae Questrell, who plays Aunt Bethany, Clark's 80-year-old senile aunt. It was her final film. And of course, Doug, what do we know her from?
Betty Boop?
Yes. Her career began in 1930 as the voice of Betty Boop.
That's amazing how long she was in the game. I didn't realize this was her last film either. I mean, it makes sense. Do you know what her age was at this time?
81. I think she was 1 year older than her character.
And I think she was like 20 years older than the guy that played Uncle Lewis. I think he was just in his 60s.
I think you're right.
Something
Yeah.
like that. A funny tidbit about Mae Questel in her recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance. She left out the part where it says under God. She's the only person that leaves out because everybody stands up, or not stands up, but everybody at Uncle Eddie, Cousin Eddie's the only one idiot that stands up and puts his hand on his heart. But they all recite the Pledge of Allegiance. But she's the only one that leaves out the words under God, from one nation, under God, indivisible, because that wasn't added to the pledge until 1954, when so she would have said the pledge, dozens of times without using those words. So it was just like natural to her.
Yeah. If you ask me to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, you don't even think about it. It's an automatic. So for her growing up, it was an automatic for her to not use the under God, because that was added
which is
later.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild.
That's how old she is. And I also didn't know that wasn't added until later, but that totally tracks.
I didn't either, but yeah.
Yeah. The music here, there's a few interesting things. So did you notice any music missing from this that's in the others?
Oh, the Holiday Road song?
Yeah, Lindsey Buckingham's Holiday Road.
Is that's in all of the other ones, right?
Yes. They asked him, they offered the opportunity to write the theme for this movie, but he declined because he didn't want to get typecast as the soundtrack musician.
Oh, yeah. That's, I mean, what are they really known for otherwise? Lindsey Buckingham isn't exactly a household name in the
What's
pop
the
charts.
one at that time? No, but wasn't he Fleetwood Mac?
Is it? No, is it?
I think so. Am I completely off my rocker?
Hold on. If that is, that's big, if true. Let's see. The guitarist, vocals for rock band Fleetwood Mac. Son of a bitch, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if,
Wow.
Fleetwood
Maybe
Mac.
not a big solo career, but wow.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe he was trying to make a bigger solo career, and therefore that's why he didn't want to get typecast as a soundtrack musician.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to need you to go and erase all the ignorant shit I just said, right? Edit all that out.
We'll see. But the composer here is Angelo Badalamenti.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm guessing he's Italian.
Very Italian. We know how you feel about Italian.
Yes, it's true. I'm Angelo.
Especially ones named Stallone.
Yeah, I like the dark features and all that jazz. So he's not known for comedies, this Angelo. He was hired because Chechik wanted specifically to have someone who hadn't done a comedy before. And I don't know why, because they were like, nobody could have imagined him doing this kind of score, because he's most known for his works with David Lynch.
Oh, really?
For example, like Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, and he won a Grammy for composing the theme for the TV show Twin Peaks. Yeah, so that's who Angelo Badalamenti.
Do it again. I like that. Sounds really authentic. That's an interesting tactic to hire somebody specifically who doesn't do comedies to do a comedy. It's
why do you think that was?
I don't know. I understand the idea of maybe getting like a fresh take on a comedy from a composing standpoint, but I would think you want somebody who like knows how to do that. Because I mean, if you don't know how to do that and you're all of a sudden tapped to score a comedy, now you got to do a whole lot of research on how to score a comedy.
Yeah,
right? So it just
unless
seems
they were
like
trying
more
to
work.
get some of that like touching, like wholesome, like Christmassy.
Okay.
That's just my guess, but yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
You know something though? John Williams, who's one of the most famous composers of all time, composed the score to Home Alone. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you've done that one before. And so he's not like a typical comedy composer, but, I mean, that's John Williams, though. You can't compare anybody.
True, but a lot of that
to John Williams.
That was a really touching, like the theme from Home Alone is a really
beautiful.
like touching, it's not like a comedic song. It's to get you feels.
Yeah, but then you got like the burglars theme that's comedic. You got like the Mickey Mousing effects that are. It's like when Mickey Mousing is like when you emphasize like an action that happens. You know, when somebody falls on the ice and you hear the as they fall, like that's like Mickey Mousing that action. Anyway, but that's all part of like comedy composing, right? I would think. So, but somebody who doesn't normally compose comedies know that stuff. I don't know. I mean, it works. I mean, I have no complaints about the music in Christmas Vacation.
This is not a David Lynch show, so this is the first time I've come upon him. Usually there's a handful that directors or writers kind of have their people that they work with. But anyway, this was made for $25 million, and it grossed $73.3 million, which actually was the highest grossing film in the series.
Was it really?
I guess, yeah. I don't recall.
That's 3 times the budget, roughly. I don't know. Is that, it doesn't seem like a lot, is what
it doesn't. I
don't know. Maybe comedies don't gross a whole lot anyway, do they?
Yeah. Almost 75 million, I guess, that for a comedy.
Yeah.
And that's the $89.
That's true. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm being ignorant.
No, I had similar thoughts. And it debuted at number 2 at the box office opening weekend behind Back to the Future Part 2. And then it eventually topped the box office charts in the 3rd week of its release and remained in the number 1 position for a few weeks, I think.
Back to the Future 2, another Zemeckis film.
Yes, that's correct. Regarding Zemeckis, the Back to the Future films aren't even my favorites. Like, I like his other... Anyway.
Oh, yeah? Oh, there's so many.
Romancing the Stone's one of my favorite.
I
love that movie. Okay.
Talk about this later.
Doug, you clearly have a strong, solid history with Christmas Vacation. What's your elevator pitch for your thoughts on the movie?
Oh, man. It's based around the holidays when, everything's chaotic as it is in and of itself. And Clark is a guy who, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong, and in spectacular fashion. So sit back for all the thrills of the holiday season and join the Griswold family on their journey for a staycation. This isn't a real vacation.
You're right. It is.
It's staying at home.
It is a staycation. It's one of 2 Christmas-themed movies released in '89 that featured Johnny Galecki. Can you think of the other one? I went to a matinee of this movie, 1989.
You're going to say it, and I'm going to get so mad because...
It's not one that will come to mind, but once I say it, you'll be like, of course.
I can't think of it.
Prancer. Do you remember Prancer?
The reindeer movie.
I love that.
Was he was the voice of one of the... Was he a voice? Or was he actually in it?
I don't know. It's been a long time. But I think Sam, who played like the dad or the grandpa, I was like...
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, I wish my brain worked. He was in Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. What's his name?
Oh, Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Prancer?
Yeah, from I mean, if it wasn't him, it was... let's stop all the guessing games.
I didn't realize Johnny Galecki...
That was 19...
Yeah, he was like hot, I guess, at this time, because he was also on Roseanne.
Yeah, that was big around this time. Stand by. Sam Elliott. Sure was.
Okay.
Cloris Leachman.
Oh,
Abe
yes.
Vigoda.
Oh, I need to rewatch Prancer.
Holy cow! Yeah. Oh, Johnny Galecki. Billy Quinn. He wasn't a. He was
like one of the kids.
Character. Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Prancer.
Yeah. Animal movies get me though, so I feel like it was a sad one.
Yeah. Especially around this time when The Land Before Time was killing off.
Oh yes.
Characters.
Oh my God. So we kind of alluded to it. You were just like putting together a kitchen set for your daughter and all your lights. So I feel like you can really relate to Clark. At what age do you think Christmas Vacation stops being a comedy and starts feeling like a documentary?
Oh, man.
What hits really close to home? Like what happening to Clark you relate to the most now as an adult?
The thing that would have set me off the most is doing all that work on the lights and plugging it in, and they don't work. That right there, that's the moment. That's the crossroads. Like, how do you handle this? Do you flip out like Clark, or do you just say, okay, I'm gonna just go check 25,000 light bulbs to make sure they work?
We're led to believe he did already do that. We checked them all, didn't we, Russ?
Yeah, but then he goes back again and redoes them.
Yeah, I
and
would have died.
The problem was a light switch. A light switch in the garage.
That was a good gag.
Now there's, I'm sure in your quest for trivia, you came across these two tidbits too. But when he flips out and he punches the Santa and the reindeer, he broke his finger punching the Santa in the face.
I did see that.
And they used that take for it.
And then he starts kicking it, of course.
Because he broke his hand.
Yeah.
And when the lights actually do work, the extension cords were like, there was some safety protocol that was overlooked. And every time he connected the two extension cords, he got like a really violent electrical shock.
Jolted. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I suppose.
And it happened like 10 times before they realized what was going on. And like his arm went numb and like he couldn't feel his fingers for a while, for like hours. You know, like he really got a violent shock from it.
Maybe this is karma for being kind of a
maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. So I think one of his coworkers even calls him like, "Are you the last true family man or something on Earth?" So
love that guy.
And then Ellen in bed, she's like, Clark, you maybe don't set your expectations so high, yada yada yada. So is he the most optimistic family man of all time, or a walking cautionary tale, or both?
I love, right from the beginning, from Vacation, he is the most optimistic. Like, he loves his family so much, and he wants to give him these. And this is another area where me and Clark are like right here, like simpatico. Because
okay.
I love to give my family these experiences and to make everything memorable. I can't say things go wrong on the level where it goes wrong for Clark, but I get it, man. Like he wants, it's easy to fly somewhere and go to Disney World or Wally World and, have this vacation, but he wants to drive because it's like all part of the experience, right? He just wants to spend time with his family and give him this grand vacation, and everything you can possibly imagine goes wrong. And it's like same thing with Europeans, same thing with this, same thing with Vegas. We're not talking about Vegas, but this he is the most optimistic, wholehearted, feels with his whole chest. Like he really wants to. He's doing this out of love.
It is coming from such a wholesome place. Yeah, those are sweet.
Nothing goes right, and he loses it, which I get. I get that, man. You're just doing everything you can to keep this together, and everything is going wrong.
So he's a lovable hero, Clark Griswold.
Totally.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase, asshole. Clark Griswold.
Yeah.
He is the cat's pajamas.
The cat's pajamas. I don't think I've heard that. I like it. I'm going to use it.
The bee's knees, that. The bee's, right?
Yeah. You're right. I think a lot of parents feel that way around the holidays. They go by quick. You want to make memories and experiences, and a lot of times it's unmet. Like maybe something didn't go wrong, but it's like unmet expectations. And here with him, it's not only with his family; it's at work and the holidays in general, with everybody coming. And I think maybe that's why it aged so well. And as an adult, I find it so much more relatable.
When you have unexpected family that are coming into town, like you don't account for this, but then, your wife says, my parents are coming. How do you say no to that? And then Eddie shows up out of nowhere. All right. Like, how do you say no to that? Well,
he's there. I mean,
yeah. He just shows up.
The parents at least planned their trip, but why do they come so early? They come like a week before Christmas, right?
Yeah. And he says that they're not leaving until next month. So he's don't fall in love with the RV because we're taking her when we leave next month.
Yeah. The grandparents come earlier than him, but I don't know if families spent more time together back in the day, but like a week and a half with someone, that's a long time.
That is. You could make an argument for a couple of days, but you're talking about a week. Yeah, that's wild. Also, when Eddie pulls into town, that scene has one of the funniest comedy lines in movie history, as far as I'm concerned.
Which is
When Eddie asks Clark, "Are you surprised?" and Clark says, "If I woke up tomorrow morning with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am right now."
I thought you were going. That's true. That is
Where did
true.
that come
But
from?
so he shows up, not just cousin Eddie and his wife, but their 2 kids and their Rottweiler, unannounced. He says, "I never caught this as a kid," but I was like, "What? That's it." He is alluding to the fact that he wants some alone time with his wife in the RV. He says, "Get the rubber sheets and gerbils out." What? Oh my God. That must have been like in the rumors of, remember the rumors
Richard
of,
Gere.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But as a kid, it's like it flies right by you. Like, what gerbils? Okay, but yeah, that's wild.
I gotta say, well, actually, to go back, so we talked about this a little bit in the European vacation episode, but this is the 3rd movie in the series, but it wasn't originally supposed to be. It was initially, the 3rd film was supposed to be National Lampoon's Australian Vacation, but they scrapped that. And I guess Chevy Chase later expressed regrets about that.
About not
He said-
making it.
About not making, he said, I wish we would have made more of them. They
I heard
eventually
they-
did do Vegas Vacation, but they were like, other ideas that they had were Yugoslavian Vacation, Hawaiian
Yeah, yeah.
Vacation, Swiss Family Griswold, and then Beverly D'Angelo joked about, hey, we could do Vacation on Mars. Why not?
I heard they had an Easter and Thanksgiving vacation. They had a lot of these ideas.
I mean, maybe if you're easier to work with, dude.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. We can blame that on Chevy Chase.
Sure, why not?
It's probably good that we don't have all of those. 'Cause
I think so too.
go to the well one too many times.
So is Christmas Vacation clear? Is this your favorite of the vacation movies?
Yeah, I am a huge fan of the first 2. Also, a lot of people don't like European Vacation. I love European Vacation. It's so quotable. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
The
I had
original-
forgotten about it, but yeah, I liked European as well.
Yeah, they're both very good. Very good. This is my favorite, but I'd love the first 2. Vegas I've seen a few times and I could take or leave, but
I maybe saw it once. I recall nothing from it.
yeah. Well, your buddy from Dutch is in it.
Ed O'Neill? Oh, Ethan Embry.
Ethan. Yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah,
kid?
I wish Ed O'Neill was in it.
I love
yeah, he's
Ed
Rusty.
O'Neill. Oh, okay. Maybe I haven't seen it. Okay, got it. I think also, so Christmas movie always adds a little that helps the movie. You know, we all have sweet memories. There's a lot of comforting carryovers too that kind of add to this cozy feeling. It brings me back, like I said, to a more innocent childhood Christmas time. They have the wood paneled station wagon. It's just an updated version, like the late 80s version. The pretty young woman that he attempts to flirt with. There's that in this one as well. Speaking of which, I don't remember her lifting her skirt completely up to show that there's no underwear lines just out in the middle of the mall.
I know. This is things that would never happen in real life, but
You think she closed the sale? You think she got the sale on that?
up until Rusty showed up, but yeah, I think Rusty ruined it.
Oh, man.
I have a bit of trivia that would interest you and goes back to our union for your first season of Overboard.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
The pickup truck from the opening scene.
I couldn't believe when I saw that. I was like, what are the odds that Doug was my guest on both?
I know. How hilarious. Did we mention that when we did Overboard?
I think so, because when I saw it, something clicked with me, and it's also in They Live.
Okay.
So I think we did talk about it, that the light blue truck is Dean's truck, right?
Yeah.
In Overboard. And here it's the dudes that are like...
The hillbillies.
Yeah.
Yeah, to tailgate them. You know what's funny? I remember when we recorded that episode, my first daughter was like just born. She was like newly born. Mm-hmm. And now she's 2.5. it's and I have
been
another
that
daughter.
long? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's wild.
It really is.
When they say life goes by fast, man, it's Ferris Bueller said it best.
If you don't stop and look around every once in a while, you may miss it.
There we go. Yeah, I knew you liked that trivia, and I enjoyed it too.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Well, speaking of car hijinks, the vacation movies always have that element of it. And, you know, it was certainly here too. They fly over some snowbank and perfectly land at the tree lot or wherever they're going to get their tree. I guess my point is I like all the comforting carryovers.
One of the things I love about Clark too is like downplaying, you know, the I meant to do that kind of attitude that he has. You know, like the 50 yards in the original Vacation, and this, like when after they launch over that snowbank and he crashes through the sign and they kind of skid to his side, he goes, "Oh, we made good time."
Good point. Yeah, it's those little things I think that really elevate movies in general, but especially this one too. Yeah,
but and bring it back to John Hughes. That takes clever and brilliant writing, and John Hughes is just a master.
Yes, he definitely is. I also, because I'm just like a grumpy woman, I work in corporate America, so I live vicariously through Clark, which what he's able to do in this movie. But what's the story? Like, were bonuses? Do people get bonuses anymore at all? And clearly, back in the day, they were so big that you could put a pool in your backyard.
I that always rattled me. Like, how much are these bonuses?
Right.
And when in the end, when he gives him a 20% raise on his bonus, you know, Clark passes out because it's such a. I tried to do the math, and I was thinking, like, back then, if his bonus was like $10,000 at the end of the year, 20% on that would be $2,000. Is that pass out kind of money, like a $12,000 bonus? Or are we talking like $50,000?
Well, I think we're talking more because he's expecting the bonus, and so he's already put down a deposit on the pool, which he says is $7,500. That's $89. So I feel like that would be the equivalent of like $100,000 pool
Back then?
No, now.
Oh,
Meaning if 7,500 was the deposit, that's some percentage of the total.
Yeah. I've priced in-ground pools. It's about 90 to 100 grand now.
Okay. So his bonus is enough to put a pool in, and he says, "I'll fly y'all out."
Yeah, that's another thing. If there's enough left over, like, what are we talking about here? We're going to do some, because we want answers, right?
I don't have a pool in my yard, so I don't know what percentage you have to put down. But I mean, 7,500 is a lot in 89.
Yeah, usually with like construction projects, you'd have to put down a third for a deposit.
Okay. So the pool would have ended up costing like $23,000 and $89, let's say, if you put down a third.
So 100,000 in today's money would have been 37 plus in 1980 or 89.
That kind of tracks.
Yeah.
But that's a big bonus. I guess is where I'm going with this.
Yeah. So if he was talking about having money left over to fly people out, and that's another thing, flying people out. So we're talking airfare.
Who knows what the story was in 89?
So we're talking like 50 grand maybe as a bonus. So he must have been making.
I know.
That's just a bonus. 200, 300 grand a year.
I mean, they live in a nice house in a Chicago suburb. So, and I don't think Ellen works. So, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Man, must have been good to be the Griswolds.
That makes sense then why he's so irate. He's like, did the bonus come? Did anything come for me in the mail? He's so expecting this bonus. And I guess I'm thinking, well, maybe it's like $200. Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I know. I've never gotten a bonus before. So the bonus is big. And like you said, he counts on it every year. And he gets enrolled in a Jelly in a Month club instead.
Yeah. So speaking of that aspect of it, the corporate bullshit that he puts up with at the office, and as an adult, having been beaten down by it all, when he, like, all the lackeys of his boss kind of walk by him. He's like, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. Go fuck yourself. Just like
Kiss my
nonchalantly.
ass.
I
Yeah.
loved that.
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
kiss my ass or something, whatever it was.
Those are the guys that he could get away with telling them to go fuck themselves. You know, like he can't say that to Mr. Shirley,
No.
but he could say that to all his lackeys. Yeah.
But it does work. He literally kidnaps and tells off his boss, and it works.
Well, he doesn't technically kidnap him. Cousin Eddie does.
Cousin Eddie does. Regardless, it's so the police and the SWAT team show up.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have thoughts about that?
Yeah, hilarious. And the way it worked out and the way they did it was perfect. It was brilliant the way they did it. They originally wrote the ending where like Clark ended up going to jail because of the kidnapping, and test audiences hated it. It got panned so hard. So they called everybody back to redo the ending where like everything worked out. And it was beautiful the way it worked out. That's the only way it should have worked out. They did it the first time in a regular Vacation where they kidnapped, what's his name? Mr. Wally.
Yeah, in Vacation, and very similar. Test audiences didn't like that. Like Christy Brinkley's character in that turned out to be Mr. Wally's daughter, so they reshot that, and so they used the same idea then in this one where he actually does kidnap the guy or hold him hostage or whatnot.
Yeah, so I mean, go what works. Like everything worked out in the original Vacation. Make everything work out.
In this, we get the happy ending, despite the fact that the house is completely destroyed by the end of the movie. Yeah. Everybody's just like super happy and celebrating anyway. So
you know who I really kind of aligned with in that? It was the cops working on Christmas Eve.
That's what I want. I know, and it's like, not just it's like the whole police force in this town seemingly, and the SWAT team.
Yeah, everybody shows up. But yeah, it sucks. We're taking time away. I'm for your fans that don't know, I'm a police officer also, and I have to work Christmas Eve this year at night. You know, it's yeah. But if I can take part in a Griswold style kidnapping, house storming, I would love that. As long as it worked out in the end, right?
Yeah, I was curious. This is why I'm not a police officer, because I'd be like, can nobody call? I don't want to do anything.
No. In reality, Katie, that's how I feel. Like it's Christmas, just everybody get along. But the holidays are some of the most volatile times of year, believe it or not, because you got families who don't like each other to begin with that are forced to get together for the holidays, and you mix alcohol and everything, and it gets pretty crazy during the holidays.
I can imagine that. Well, I do hope that you have a really uneventful Christmas Eve this year.
Thank you. Me too.
Did you notice? So Cousin Eddie and Clark are drinking eggnog together in the living room. They have like festive outfits on. He's wearing a dark Dickie under a white sweater. First of all, love it. Dickies. If you're younger than, I don't know, some age, you don't know what a Dickie is, but it's like a faux turtleneck. And you could totally see that if there's no shirt under there.
Right. Yeah. And all the hundreds of times that I've seen this, it took me a long time to recognize that. But it's just like a black square on his chest under the white turtleneck. That's just the Dickie.
You're right. Cousin Eddie, there's so many things. Well, so they're drinking eggnog out of mugs from Wally World.
Yeah.
I'm sure you picked up on it.
The
I
moose
didn't
heads.
pick up on that. Yeah.
Years ago, I tried to get my hands on some of those, but they were so stupid expensive. Just like a set of those mugs, because they don't make them. It's just like a kind of a movie kind of prop thing. Yeah.
Did you recognize Eddie's shoes that he's wearing?
The white shoes from the original Vacation that he gave to Clark.
Yeah, of course you did. You've seen this 100 times. Of course.
Yeah. Eddie could rock the shit out of those white shoes. I don't know how you feel, but
I think he might be my favorite. I do kind of love Ellen's stress smoking in this. Everybody's got their own little. The characters are fleshed out.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I feel, but I think this is elevated. We need Randy Quaid. We need Cousin Eddie being Cousin Eddie.
And also going back to the clever writing of John Hughes in that scene with the eggnog scene, you got Snots the dog is drinking all the water out of the Christmas tree, which in turn dries out the tree throughout the next couple of days, which adds to the flammability of it. So when the tree goes up in flames, right, it's because the dog keeps drinking the water out of the damn tree.
I mean, just put more water in it. Keep putting more water in it. But yeah,
but if the dog's drinking it, like how, you can't keep up.
Good point. That's true. That's true. I didn't recall the dog, and I love a big dog, so I really liked Snots the dog.
Did you like Ellen's interest in his set of testicles when they show up? And Eddie goes, "You've never seen a set on a dog like this," and Ellen takes like a curious glance.
I totally missed that.
Watch it again.
Oh my God.
Ellen, shame.
Also, that's Ellen's dog. That's D'Angelo's dog. And the cat's her cat.
And the cat's her cat. I just learned that when I was doing research. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I completely forgot about the squirrel scene in this.
Oh, the squirrel scene, yeah.
I did find it a little bit odd, though. You don't want the squirrel in your house. Like, clearly you need to get it out of your house. But the family seems oddly afraid of it. It's not a snake. It's a squirrel.
Yeah, if you see like a wild critter running around inside your house, it's kind of because your dogs run around. You can tame, you can calm.
But it's not a wild creature. Yeah,
like a wild animal. You kind of, maybe they go over the top. Also, I mentioned one of the funniest lines in comedy film history. Can I mention another one?
Please
Lewis line. Another like this. John Hughes is such an amazing writer. Mm-hmm. When Aunt Bethany's sitting there and she's like, "Do you hear that sound?" And he goes, "You couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant."
Uncle Lewis, does he say? Yes, I did get that.
like just to connect, just a way of saying you're deaf, you can't hear shit. Mm-hmm. To use that metaphor was just, the writing. God, can't say enough about it.
You're right. There's a lot, just little things like remarks that people say as a nonchalant thing that they say, like a throwaway. But if you catch them, Uncle Lewis and Aunt Bethany apparently were based on George Burns and Gracie Allen, and they wanted George Burns to play Lewis.
I think that would have been great. That would have worked.
It definitely would have worked. I do really like the guy. He's Uncle Lewis in this, and I really like his characterization of him. But
Agreed. I think George Burns could have done it, but after seeing it so many times with Uncle Lewis as Uncle Lewis, it's hard to imagine somebody else. But George Burns kind of and I think he might have been closer to Mae Questel's age too.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because he lived to be like over 100. I feel like, didn't he?
Yeah.
Chevy Chase. This is another little thing. His fingers keep getting stuck on the pages of the magazine he's flipping through when they're in bed. And then they get stuck on Ellen's hair because the tree was so sappy. Just little things like that are really nice touches. But the People magazine that he was flipping through, the person on the cover was Jeremiah Chechik, I guess.
Another tidbit I didn't know.
I would never have recognized him, but yeah.
Doesn't the guy kind of has like a Hitler vibe to him, doesn't he? The guy on the cover of the magazine? The mustache and it's a People magazine that, you probably should have made it like Forbes because People's
good point.
Famous people,
Speaking of magazines too, so both of the grandpas, so the grandparents stay in the kids' bedrooms, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the grandpas is in Audrey's room, is reading her magazine, her sassy magazine with a flashlight. And then the other grandpa, they're on bunk beds in Rusty's room, and there's a model on the ceiling or whatever, and he's just like looking up at it like he's in heaven.
So, he's got the poster taped to his ceiling. Mm-hmm. Rusty.
He also had a poster of tortoises having sex. Did you?
Oh my God! I never.
I wouldn't have ever caught it until, like I said, doing the show. I'm just really paying attention, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" There's a tortoise humping another tortoise. A poster in Rusty's room. Anybody else?
Rusty's a young teenage boy. There's one thing on his mind.
Indeed. One more bit of trivia for you. Brian Doyle Murray, who plays Clark's boss in this, was in the other vacation movies as well. So the first one, he played the clerk at Camp Comfort. Mm-hmm. Or maybe not in European, but those two. where the
Yeah.
Griswolds stopped to stay on their way. And
Yeah, he was spitting watermelon seeds in his hand.
Is he?
Remember that guy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Bill Murray's brother, Brian Doyle Murray.
Mm-hmm.
He was the priest in 16 Candles when the sister gets married. So we talked about him in that episode. But he appears significantly older than Clark as Clark's boss in this. But he's actually 2 years younger than Chevy Chase.
Wow.
In real life.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Kidding. God, he's in so much. He's in everything. He's a great comedy actor, too.
He is. I kind of forget about him, but yeah, he is.
He's got that unmistakable voice.
Yes.
So, like his appearance might change, but he sounds the same in everything.
Is that his natural voice, or is he kind of doing a little extra thing to sound like that? Is that
He might put it on a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, could be.
I want to hear your final thoughts, or if you have other favorite parts that we haven't gotten to. But I feel like as a kid, I didn't quite appreciate the characters of Margot and Todd. And now as an adult, they're a needed addition to this. I love the neighbor aspect and who they are, who the neighbors are. Again, the characters are fleshed out. What do you?
Yeah, they're like the B plot, the neighbors, and it from time to time. Like I wonder if like my neighbors secretly hate me because of whatever shit, because of my kids running around or whatever. And but they're hilarious. They're great for the B plot of this movie, but they don't ever like get over on Clark. Clark always has like a witty comeback, the snippy comeback. We're going to put a tree that big, bend over and I'll show you. Like it's not like they never demean Clark where he like seems less than them. So he's always kind of on par with them. Usually when you have like an antagonist, they'll have one up on the protagonist at some point. Mm-hmm. But they're always like Clark is inadvertently making their life miserable, with the ice through the window and the the spotlight shining in their room, in their bedroom.
The tree. I feel like there was something with the new tree.
Yeah, after the tree burnt down, he went and cut down a tree in his own yard, and when he cut that down, it fell through their window.
Yes,
then again, the great writing when they're like, should we have gotten a tree? Like, it's Christmas Eve. Where are we going to find a tree? And here comes a tree crashing through the window. They're great. They're a great comedy foil. But, if not for them,
Todd?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, it's the, the icicle's the perfect weapon, right? Because after it melts, there's no evidence. But, they're like, outside of them, you wouldn't have any antagonist, really.
The boss, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. True.
Or just everything that
Clark's
happens,
own
like
bad
his
luck.
family. His family showing up, like all of the things. They go to the store. He doesn't have Randy Quaid. Cousin Eddie doesn't have presents for his kids, but he puts like 5 like 40-pound bags of dog food in the car.
Old Roy. That's the Walmart brand.
Oh, I hope they don't make that anymore.
One thing, man, like I know Chevy Chase is a tall guy. He's like 6'5", and in that you could really tell like Randy Quaid must be obviously is a big guy too, because they're like eye to eye in that scene. Like they're just a couple of big dudes.
They are. Well, Doug, I could probably go on for like 2 more hours talking about Christmas Vacation. Like
absolutely,
it's super funny. What did we not cover? What comes to mind that as you were rewatching it?
Something obviously the scene in the attic is like a touching scene, right? Right up until the point where he falls, through when Doris opens the thing and he falls down. But I love that scene simply because of the song by Ray Charles, "The Spirit of Christmas."
Oh, it was so good. Yes,
beautiful song, and
really good.
I have it on my own Christmas playlist because it's nostalgic because of this movie, but it's like a really pretty song.
It is, and I feel like it's not on a lot. I don't hear that a lot, but it's.
No, if you want to hear it,
yeah,
add it to your own Christmas playlist because
I shall.
It evokes that feeling to me. Also, the sledding scene. I know it's like an iconic scene, but one of the things that I noticed throughout the years is as he they'll show the hill that he's about to go down, and then he goes to sled down the hill, and it's like pew, right, like a light that just shoots down the hill. If you look before he actually goes, they show the hill a couple of times. You can see the charges running down the hill.
You can?
There's 3 lines of like explosive charges that run down the hill in the exact line. That's the explosives that go
Good
off.
Good eye.
But yeah, I tell you see it hundreds of times. That's the stuff that you pick up on after a while.
I guess to your point about the attic scene, it's the attic, so it's not like a complete like floor. Mm-hmm. And so he steps through, breaking through the ceiling into Rusty's room. So he's stuck up there. The door gets closed. So I was like, why doesn't he just get out now that way?
I always wondered that too. Well, I mean, he's only like knee deep. So, I mean, it's, especially if he's as tall as he is, maybe it's difficult to maneuver. To squirm. But I mean, you already broke the ceiling. Why don't you just break a little bit more of it?
That's what I was thinking too. But then where's the grandpa going to sleep? I don't know. Where all these
right. He's got to look in the hole.
Where are Rusty and Audrey sleeping?
In maybe a guest bed, but I mean they're sleeping together.
Wouldn't it make more sense then if there was a guest room to put one set of grandparents in there and have Audrey and Rusty sleep on the bunk beds?
Or are they in Audrey's room?
No, because another set of grandparents are in Audrey's room. So the kids' rooms are taken by the grandparents.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
So there has to be, unless there's a basement or something, I don't know, or a pull-out couch or something.
Oh, maybe a pull-out couch. Yeah, maybe they're sleeping on it. Yeah, the logistics of it, aren't clear, but yeah, maybe a pull-out couch. That makes a lot of sense. Put Rusty and Audrey on the couch.
What are your closing thoughts? I know this is putting you on the spot, and that's hard because you love this movie so much and you've seen it so many times. But thank you, first of all, for joining me for this super classic. I had such a fun time rewatching it and talking about it with you. So thank you for joining me for it. Yeah, what are your closing thoughts on Christmas Vacation?
Man, I can't say enough about it. It means, outside of just like the entertaining and comedic factor of it, the movie means a lot to me because of, how I came up watching it. Right. So yeah, it's hilarious. And still, after all the times that I've seen it, I still watch these parts and I'm describing these lines to you and I can't even get through the line because I'm laughing already. But I still laugh at the stuff that you're supposed to laugh at. And even some of that like subtle stuff, like the lines that I noticed that you may have not. But it means a lot to me in a lot of ways. Right? And I don't plan on ever stopping to watch it. I hope that my kids, but like my teenagers, my boys, they know it, they watch it, but not the way that I did growing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, my daughters, I got a second chance on them. So hopefully they'll appreciate it the way that I do.
Fingers crossed, Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remind us where we can find more of you and your work.
Well, the main project I'm working on is with our buddy Ryan. I do the Frank Stallone podcast. It's called Frank Stallone, Who Is This Guy? And I know some people may know me from Rocky Minute. That was my podcast I started many, many ages ago, another life ago, before my divorce and, my remarriage and everything. And I do plan on revisiting that. I don't know if I'm going to, I'm still, because the girls are, once they get to like school age, and they don't take up so much of my free time, I can start podcasting on my own again and, editing on my own and shit like that. So I don't know. I may just start over. Start over from the beginning. Yeah.
Doing it minute by minute though?
Minute by minute.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, stay tuned.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. No, it's super funny. I mean, I can never get enough Rocky coverage, so I welcome it with open arms, Doug.
Well, you will be a frequent guest on it, trust me.
Awesome. Well, I really enjoyed my rewatch last night of Christmas Vacation. I think partially because I relate to it so much more now as an adult, and I'm catching things I didn't in prior viewings. So super fun rewatch. This is your last holiday movie coverage, everyone. It's our wrap on Christmas Vacation. And I do think that it perfectly captures the stress, the absurdity, and the weird comfort of the holidays. So thank you for spending part of your season with us. And I will be back soon with another rewind. In the meantime, help spread the word to help the show grow by sharing, commenting, subscribing, and reviewing. And until next time, be kind. Rewind.